All right. And we are live. I'm hoping we are live. I seriously do. Hello, world. Hello, internet. And welcome to Wine Time Photo Rave. Oh,
Yeah.
apparently
Yeah.
something is already going wrong. Oh,
Nope.
people might experience buffering. Well, too bad. Can't help you with that right now.
Sometimes life is hard. Sometimes it's easy.
Right.
And today's hard.
All right. Anyway, welcome to Wine Time Photo Rave, where we talk about photography and we drink things. I'm Amalama, and today I am drinking just fucking good wine, which is the actual name of a Spanish wine.
That's crazy.
I know
Right.
I did just because of the name, of course.
Nice.
Is it good though?
It is just fucking good wine, so they are not lying.
It kind of will, but if it wasn't.
Yeah. I feel like they really did a pretty good job marketing that.
Right.
Is it like the name is so good that you're thinking that one is good? Or is
Actually,
it actually good?
Since I have literally no idea about wine usually, it's
Yeah.
actually good. So if it tastes
Okay.
good.
Word.
Oh,
I
it's
don't know much
telling me
about wine either.
the video is bad. All right. How about you start telling us who you are and what you're drinking, starting with my lovely mistress. And
Hello.
meanwhile, I'll do some stuff with the settings, because apparently there's a lot of buffering going on.
Okie dokie, smoky pokies. This is Miss Ghost Living. I am sitting here in the South drinking what everybody in the South drinks is sweet tea.
This is true.
It is. It's so true. It's like it's wine here, basically. And it's a little bit of water, a tea bag, and about, I would say, a half a pound of sugar, maybe a pound of sugar, a little more.
Wow.
And it's all nice.
I love the metrics.
We call that diabetes. I mean, we call it sweet tea. Sorry.
Right.
So diabetes, I mean, sweet tea it is. Whee! Next, eggs.
Yeah, so I'm drinking Diet Mountain Dew, which, you know, is up for debate whether it's just as bad,
Whether
or
it's
better.
diabetes or not.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. But you know, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So
There you go.
here
Gotta
we go.
live. YOLO. You only live once.
I will say that diabetes in a cup, I mean, that's pretty accurate, because I've made some sweet tea, and you pour a lot of sugar into unsweet tea to make it sweet, and it's an insane amount of sugar.
How
Yeah.
do you make sweet tea? Like, is it literally just tea with sugar?
It's literally unsweet tea, and
With
you
extra sugar.
pour, just imagine like a 50-pound bag of sugar, and you just pour the entire thing in there. And that's pretty much what it is.
Oh wow.
Now, in some restaurants in the South, they give you tea, and then they bring out this little container of sugar syrup, which is just
Oh,
hot water and sugar, and then you can pour as much syrup in your tea.
wow.
No.
As like,
Okay.
Yeah.
So like the customer
hard
can do that?
Yeah. I mean, I usually get
Wow.
mine with like less sugar. Like if I go to a restaurant, I'm like, oh, half and half or whatever. But like, I just got back from Florida, and oh my God. I'm like, okay, I want half and half. I'm like, no, really, half and half. It's like, yeah, that is half and half. I was like, holy crap, you guys aren't dead yet? Like,
Yeah.
how is that?
I used to live in Florida. That is accurate. That's 100% accurate.
Sweet tea, and then I think the real popular stuff now is called peach tea, And so it's like horrifically sweet tea that has a hint of peach flavoring in it, which doesn't really help it. But yeah, if you want to go into a catatonic state, that drinking that tea will do it.
But it's healthy because it has fruit, right?
That's what some of my family is. Peaches in it.
See,
I'm like, no,
that's
sweet.
that's Florida. That's Florida.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Matt, what are you drinking?
I am. It's not. It's kind of in between lunch and dinner time, so I'm not drinking alcohol. I have just boring old water because health.
Is it
That's kind of important.
fizzy or not fizzy?
Nope, just plain old, your regular kind of water. Boring.
Fizzy water should not exist.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I would have to agree with that.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, you might as well just drink regular water,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
yeah, it's also cheaper.
Yeah,
exactly.
Hmm.
I dig it.
Well, Jack, what are you having then?
Nothing fancy this end. I've just got just a regular old beer and a donut.
Oh, a donut.
Ooh.
Donut and a beer, yeah.
Why am I more excited about the donut?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
me too. To be fair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
What I'm
right.
saying.
let's discuss this donut.
Yeah.
What's happening with it? What flavor?
It's one of the ones with the holes in because
Oh,
that's quite important.
that's
And
fancy.
Priorities.
yeah, and then it's just icing with sprinkles. You know, you go to donut really.
No.
You know what I'm picturing? So I'm picturing a beer bottle with the donut wrapped around the
got it.
Oh,
Got it.
That's what I'm picturing right
fancy.
now. I
Two
know.
birds, one stone.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds like a real treat.
I see Sparbucks in the chat, and she doesn't like fancy water as well, or sparkling water. Is that a British thing, maybe?
What, not to like sparkling water?
Yeah.
I just think it's a worldwide thing, isn't it? Let's face it.
Well, I feel like I don't know. I feel like people will just come up with the craziest thing. We'll put peach in tea. We'll put bubbles in water. We'll do whatever it takes. You
Donut
know?
and beer.
Donut beer.
Well, that sounds actually like a really nice idea. We should, I don't know, patent it.
Donut beer.
Donut beer.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And what?
It's all I could get my hands on. To be fair, it's just a Budweiser. It's not my go-to usually.
Shaking things up.
Bottle of Bud.
Okay, well, this is a crime. There's no emoji for a donut. Got to be kidding me.
That's shocking.
I'm right?
It's always the
is-
ones you want they don't have.
I know.
At the moment.
Oh, wait, no. Oh, and it has sprinkles. Found it.
I was going to say that sounds wrong. Why would they not have a donut?
Right, of all the things. Bingo, boingo. Got the donut.
Oh, there it is. Nice little donut. Sweet.
And I'm going to put the shrimp because that's what I had for lunch. So there you go.
And you just put in random emojis in the chat. Well, next up is the fart, probably.
Shush.
My God. We're so mature. This is so stream.
I'm excited.
Starting really well. All right. That's our guests. Or we have 3 misters. A lovely woman. Nice. And 3 other lovely guys can be, but they said their written stuff, and we can read it then. But we could start it with some art.
Yes.
Let's do
Go
it.
for it.
Sweet. Okay. So
Ooh.
first up, we have Matt with a shot from Hellblade. Senua's Sacrifice.
Yes.
And I have to say, Matt, I loved your complete set. It was really hard picking just one. It was a really good set. I liked it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know you asked, but yeah, all those I think you always ask. All those did come. I didn't take any for this, including this one. This one was just in my folders. So
Well, that's fine. I mean,
yeah,
nothing bad about recycling art.
nope.
And it was
Nope.
just a great set in total. But in the end, I
Mhm.
decided for this one because actually, it's the first time we have Hellblade on the show.
Oh,
Cool.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Nice.
Huh.
Well, I don't remember it before, did we?
No, I don't think we
I
have.
don't think so. No.
But that's not all. But I first want to shot before I start talking. So can you tell us a bit about it?
Yeah. So I don't know if who has played it or is familiar with any of it at all.
Did I take my earbuds out?
Hmm?
Is there a spoiler? I'm just kidding.
Oh no, I'm not gonna no. But no, I'm not spoiling anything. But just yeah. So basically, like that structure in the background is kind of where she's trying to get to the whole time.
Yeah.
And this is kind of towards the beginning of the game. You kind of come across it really soon, and there's that bridge kind of down near her shoulder she's got to go across. And this is kind of just there's a couple of paths that wind around it, and she has to climb up, and it kind of overlooks this because of the whole vista there. And this is something that even I look at it and I myself say, oh, this may have taken a while, but it was just honestly a few seconds that it took to get this.
No way.
Oh wow.
Her, yeah,
Wow.
her, and it wasn't like a camera pan. I just turned it, and she does a lot of, every game is different when you move the character. Sometimes the characters don't react, but in this one, if you move it, her neck will swivel based on where you turn it, and it just swiveled right in the right spot. And I paused it quick, and it's kind of she's facing the same as that structure. Was kind of shaped like a big bird or something to kind of look like something, and just kind of the whole again proportionate in the background of that's kind of her end goal. And it's kind of throughout the game, it kind of always looms over in the background during certain set pieces and moments. And that's so it's just kind of it means a lot to her to get there. She's fighting for her life to get there, and it's just like a big that she's kind of ever looking at it, ever there in the background. So
Nice.
that's why I also felt it fit. Just it's kind of the mirrored positioning and everything like that. So
And on your first playthrough, or
no,
did you
this
already
was my
happen?
I played through it once, but it had been a month or two, so I wasn't climbing up this ladder to this is kind of on a cliff's edge too, looking over this whole landscape. I didn't anticipate. I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to stop there and do this. It just kind of happened all of a sudden. I was like, oh, I should pause it now. This is going to be a good one. Kind of
Yeah,
thing.
but you already
But I
knew
was,
like what was happening in the end and what
true.
her
Yes,
story is.
yes, that's right. Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I knew I had gone through it all the way once, and this was my run through to get platinum. So, yeah.
Yeah, I still have to finish that one. I was going for the platinum as well, but with second playthroughs, it's always I started and never finished. I think the only one I ever finished was Control.
Mm-hmm.
The second one.
I have.
Shocker.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Big surprise.
Right. But I'm
yeah.
saying that because if you know the end of the game, I kind of had an epiphany with that photo, or kind of something that blew
Mhm.
my mind, which is why I picked it. I think it's kind of safe to assume that to say that people know what the game is about, like dealing with loss and psycho. The most pictures you see from it are gloomy because her motion capture is so incredible. You always
Yeah.
see or some kind of really not in that, which is from the beginning of the game where she's still like staring out into the distance and knowing, okay, I can face all of this, and you see that in the picture definitely. But then you also have in the distance that structure, that gate of Helheim, where she's going to sort of loom in there and foreshadowing all the dark things that's gonna happen. And also, what I find what blew my mind was that she's almost shaped the same way as that gate of Helheim, so that darkness in the background, the bad things, and basically she's fighting herself.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Her,
I know,
she's
right?
got- yeah.
So deep.
Shit's got real.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very layered. The entire thing is layered. It's all her psychosis is pretty much the biggest. That's kind of the main. I don't want to say gimmick because it's not a gimmick because it's more than that of the game. That's the big driving force of the whole thing. That's what makes it so different. But you're absolutely right with all the things you said too. It's just yeah.
It's something you only see if you've already played.
Right. That's also true. Yeah, because if you don't know really exactly what that is, you're like, oh, that's what is that? But if you kind of understand what that means for the story, the structure, then it becomes a little bit more meaningful.
Yeah, and also her similarity to it, like
Exactly.
what
Yeah,
she's
I think
fighting
that's
with psychosis.
yeah, and I, in terms of like you talked about physically, I didn't think about it until I was looking at it again. That like, yeah, she's kind of is positioned. They're facing the same direction. Her hair is kind of curved back like the back of the thing. It's just a whole thing. So yeah,
Brilliant.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I like
Beautiful.
I like the kind of like the obstacle in between. You were mentioning like the bridge, and then you got like these little pikes sticking out of the water, and I could, I mean, I haven't played this game, but I could definitely tell that that structure was something that was her goal that she was trying to reach to, and I could just tell it off from just this photo. But I like how it is kind of like a journey. There's a journey there, and you know that she's going to have to go through some stuff in order to get there. And so I like how it kind of tells a story of what's to come. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I also like how, and I was gonna say what Alma said, but just how they're facing like the same direction, like even like they're to the left, but they're also slightly down, in almost the exact same way. And so I really love how there is like this connectedness between them. So yeah, really, really good job.
thank you.
Yeah.
I was just going to say as well that this is literally the point that I've played up to. I've not actually got any further than this part.
Oh wow,
Okay.
that's really early.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
I'm looking forward to playing it, but it's got a few problems on the PlayStation 5 at the minute still.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
sad.
I do.
I've never heard of
There
that.
is. I started it. I think the first time I did it on when I had the Pro, and then I got the 5. I haven't played it on the 5 yet, but I know on the Pro, if you had the HDR on, it would cause some issues. So if you
Yeah.
turn that off, that was
Right.
Loads of issues with the
Right.
photo
Wow.
mode.
it. Maybe I don't know if it was you. Somebody was commenting on that. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was you, Alma. I don't know why.
I think it was me because
they
I
may
had
have-
actually that problem. You have
Yeah,
to
that
keep
was-
the HDR off and restart the console in order for the
Yeah.
photo mode to actually work.
Yeah.
the filters won't work unless it's off. Everything
Mhm.
else is okay, but the color filters won't work unless HDR is off. It's the weirdest thing. But it's just a small studio back then, lower budget.
Right.
But now they
Update
now
it for
Microsoft owns them. So
PS5. Do you think they'll update PS5?
so yeah.
I don't think
Oh jeez.
because they're now Microsoft now.
Oh.
Yeah, The second game is going to
The
be
second, yeah.
Xbox exclusive.
And they snuck in there.
Yeah, they snagged Ninja there. So.
Which is a shame because I really want to get. I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah, no kidding.
I've
Well,
also
I'm
been
just
told that I
looking
need
forward to it.
headphones are a must.
Yeah, absolutely. Headphones are a must. I didn't
Yes.
believe it, but I think Hellblade was the first game I actually played just with headphones, and since then I've been playing only
Wow.
with headphones.
You just
Like
hear the little sound
yeah,
so much.
it's totally different, especially also
Mhm.
in Red Dead. You hear like little critters
Oh yeah.
crawling around and stuff like that. It's amazing. And that was the first game that made me do it. So
Nice.
sweet.
Next slide.
All right. And we have I still can't say the name. I say Phoenix because the Twitter name
That's
is
what I
Phoenix.
say.
It's Halcuris. We have like a photo from on. He can't be here live due to time difference. It's like really early, if I'm correct. But I saw him in the chat, so maybe he's still looking around.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Okay, so because he can't be here, I'm going to go ahead and read what he wrote, and then guess what I choose one. On the theme of proportions that the capture had been taken, in my perspective, there are three subjects. The frightening mountain structure, which is cliche epitome of evil. It even seems to possess a surprisingly accurate jaw structure. 2, Nathan Drake swinging to his death, eager to be eaten whole. 3, finally, Elena standing on a cliff in the top right corner with absolutely no care given to Nate's untimely and soon-to-be demise.
Jeez.
Because that's how all women are, right? Okay, so
well, he chose it. I mean, if he want to go,
right?
That's hilarious.
I shot the capture just as I had seen that a grappling point had been aligned perfectly with the mountain, facing perfectly in the right side, and took a shot on the opportunity for the theme. Attempts to get Nate eaten by the sinister mountain was really what I'd been trying to do, as the distance between the two subjects had positioned them accurately enough to create a picture where they seem adjacent to each other in terms of similar proportions. But Elena's distant presence was actually a surprise to me, as I'd found her later in the frame after my submission of the post. Okay, the reason I chose this one is well, one, I love the colors and I love the simplicity just of the composition itself, but the whole going into the jaw thing just really excited me. And I love the thing I like about proportion, or just sort of the theme of proportion, is the fact that you can play with that push and pull of small to large, that whole size thing. So I found that as I was going through all the work, that really was starting to speak to me the more I saw a lot of these images, and it made me chuckle. And so I thought, oh, I really like that little slice of humor that kind of comes with it. And I felt like not only was the composition strong in this image, which I thought all his images were really good, but I really loved this sort of jaw thing and the play with that and the silhouette. And even the little figure at the top going like, yes, my love, this is how it has to be. So I just thought that was like a really good shot.
it's so funny that he didn't see him because I didn't either.
I did not either.
I
Same.
totally missed
Took me
it.
a couple looks.
I thought it was such a sweet little fantastic. I was like, oh my God, how did he do that? Because it's so sweet to sit there and go like, oh, I'm just like swinging into this jaw. And then I was going like, yeah, keep going, buddy, keep going. So I just thought overall, I just thought it was a really great shot, and loved it. And it's funny because I haven't played Uncharted, but I have a tendency to pick a lot of Uncharted shots.
You do, yeah. That's right.
Like, this is like the third or fourth time I've like picked something from this game, which is funny.
You should probably play it.
You
Yeah.
should most
Definitely
definitely
need
play
to
it.
play it.
Oh, speaking of games we should play, Kadeem just entered the chat. I think he probably has a question for Ags.
Oh my gosh. What is he? Is he wanting me to play Ghost of Tsushima again? I don't even know if I'm saying it right.
Yeah, probably.
No. Get out, Kadeem. I was gonna say I think it's funny because in like the beginning, um, you know, I really don't want to give anything away, but I don't think I will. So I'm just gonna stop because it's just a really good game. I'm not gonna say anything more, but I do love how Elena's like in the back, just kind of. I mean, they've been through this for 3 different games, and so like by this time it's like, okay, like if Nate's gonna get eaten by a mountain, you know, he's probably gonna survive somehow anyway. So I just thought it was funny.
Her arm is on her hip. Like,
Yeah.
that body language, the body language of her is just like, mm-hmm.
She doesn't
Yeah.
care anymore, does she?
Yeah, right. I'm just gonna sit back and watch.
And
crap
here we
hits.
go again.
That's a little bit of her. That's kind of her resting pulse with Nate for a lot of the games. Is that kind of positioning of, oh, what now?
Yeah.
So overall, it was really good, and I just love that rock thing.
I
Yeah.
have to confess, I didn't see that rock thing either.
Oh,
It took me quite a. I had to, I don't know, 2 or 3 times to actually. For example, why we do it's so great. If you have the picture, you say, okay, that's pretty cool. And why they took it, and there's this massive story behind with lining things up and having the 2 characters in there and that jaw thing, and you wouldn't know that if you just scroll by on your timeline.
right.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh my god, this is perfect.
Yeah,
Just
when I first saw it, I thought it was more like a framing like option that he was kind of going for, but yeah, looking at it closely, you can see the intention that um, that this artiste had. So yeah, I love it.
and that's what's so fun about you know, especially like proportion in general, but like a lot of other sort of different themes. But I love the idea that you can play with this sort of multiple meaning of an image, right? You can look at it and go like, oh, what a great composition. You got the sun right, you got these beautiful mountains. And then it kind of, if it sucks you in, then you can go like, oh crap, there's a story going on here. Like,
Right.
you don't play into that. Oh, she has her hand on her hip. There's some body language. You have him, you know, doing this, you know, free swing, and then you're like, oh, and look what's happening with this mountain. You know, I just love all of that about this image and how it's, you know, it speaks. So, well done. Yes.
What? Sorry.
Next slide.
All right.
Oh,
Next we
no.
have Jack. We have a
Yeah,
picture
I mean-
from Red Dead Redemption 2.
It is.
You want to tell us a bit about it?
I feel like I'm following on from these really kind of deep, interesting stories now, and then there's just me that's like, I don't know. I was trying for a while to kind of get a shot when I saw this kind of weather and this lighting, and it took me far too long just to think, you know what, I'm just going to keep it simple. The water just looked so still. I just knew that it would make a good reflection, and I guess it just kind of reminded me a bit. The trees and stuff reminded me of like a watercolor painting, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
How the kind of paint bleeds into the other colors and stuff. It kind of reminded me of that.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Well, I picked this one because I had to think twice about it. It's funny how when you make up a theme for something, you instantly have an idea of what you think people will submit, which is usually what probably you yourself would submit. It's just a thing you do. So for me, when I saw this, proportion was for me always something big next to something small. So when I saw this, like, huh, how, like, let me think about it. How does this work? And then it dawned upon me, and I just loved it because it's the literal mathematical definition of
Yeah.
proportion. It's
Yeah.
dividing the picture in half, like making two proportions of it. And it's just brilliant.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think part of proportion is comparing, right? It's comparing two
Right.
different things, and so
Mm,
I think it's cool how, you know, even like the just the very slight ripple in the water, I feel like changes, you know, the size and how the other part of the picture appears. And so you're comparing both sides, and because there is a difference, but it's also like the same reflection. So I think that was really, really cool.
And it's perfectly centered in the middle. I don't know how you did that.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
I
You
don't
said
what's
know.
your
a long time on it,
secret?
right?
They've got the. I can't remember if they've got the grids on Red Dead or not.
I don't think they do.
Maybe
don't
I
think
just
so.
got lucky then.
He got out a ruler and
Yeah.
he measured his screen.
That's why it took so long to take.
Did you take it specifically for the theme?
No. I was just kind of looking through, and the obvious one was obviously, like you said, the different sizes kind of. I thought that would be the obvious choice. So I was just going through. I thought I would have had a photo like that, but I didn't. So I just went for the, like you say, the proportion of the fact that it was just a complete mirror image, I guess.
We just think out of the box. We just encourage.
Yeah, I think it's a thinking outside the box. I've said it before. It's a must for VP.
Mm-hmm. Alma has
For
a
sure.
knack for picking shots that you don't think are gonna make it through.
Do I? That's cool.
Yeah, that's what happened on my last one. Yeah.
Well, it's
not
special.
that it's wrong. I think it's cool how people interpret, you know, your art differently. I think that's what makes art unique.
Absolutely.
I think those are the best kind of themes as well. Is when it's just something that's so simple that it could be taken multiple ways, rather than
Yeah.
something that's just kind of blatantly obvious. Like it's just a word or whatever that makes people think, how can I incorporate this into it, sort of thing.
Which is kind of our goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that we are like to torture people or anything. That's not totally not the
Get
point.
enjoyment from it. I think it's kind of worth pursuing.
It's really good to hear.
Uh-huh.
Really big things make different way. Oh, did my computer
Yep.
just?
Hear you
I
still.
know.
Oh, like
No, it's still there. Everything's good.
okay.
Okay, cool. Okay. Okay, next slide.
Yes. Oh, and
Right.
here we have Red Dead photographer
All right. Okay,
with
so
Red Dead. I know, right?
so he couldn't be here today. So I'm gonna probably read a little bit of his stuff and then interpret some of it here. Okay, so this is an older shot that he went through when he was going through sort of his VP portfolio for the theme. And he goes, when he first started this, he was trying to get the train whistle and had had startled the heron, and out of curiosity, I tried to get a good shot of it. I began to play with perspective, something that's quite amusing to do in photography. And as I'm a longtime fan of oh my God, kaiju films, I named the file Rodin versus 3 to 10 to Yuma, another great film in genre. I didn't end up doing anything with the image until I saw the theme of perspective proportion, along with this and the fact that Godzilla versus Kong was soon to be released. I thought it felt like finally revisit and upload the shot. He goes, I do plan shots and set about to capture specific things, but this image was a chance encounter. But that's another cool thing about photography. He does prefer the photo mode option and the challenge that it gives him. And he says he considers real life photography problems like lighting, whether people in frame, or in Red Dead Redemption's case, would that animal eat me? But when you get it right, feel like a virtual Don McCullen, my favorite photographer. Photo mode does, of course, allow for this, but I feel like it's more challenging this way and the outcome much more rewarding. So I picked this because, well, one, it's a really good image, and I love the palette of Red Dead 2 in general. But I do love, again, as I started to go through these proportion images, I kept going back to the ones that gave me a little bit of a chuckle. And this was one of them too, where you have this, because of the way the perspective works, it really works hand in hand with the proportion theme, because you have this giant bird and this little train. And so I just love that. I get this feeling like they're going head to head. So from this sort of secondary meaning, I picked it. And then of course, visually, I thought it was rich. So it fit all the check boxes I typically have when I go through and look at shots. So, and of course I love that sort of textured frame. Those bizarrely turn me on. Anyway, but yeah, so that's why I picked this one. So I thought it was a really good shot.
I love the title. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, the title's perfect.
I mean, the train versus the heron.
Right.
That was really.
Yeah,
kudos.
Good.
If he says he prefers the camera, like the to the photo mode, I can't deal with that thing.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a handheld?
Yeah.
Handheld.
Wow.
Like 1800 ones, you can count one of these, and Alra holds it, and you walk around with it, and you can do anything. Can't zoom or.
Well, apparently you could do something.
Well, this one was done with the photo mode, I think, because you can't,
well,
you don't
JK.
have. If not, well, that's impressive, because it doesn't stop time or anything. So that would be. I think this one was taken with the photo mode because you have the frame.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And it's a really nice color palette, and that whole swamp area is just a really beautiful area with lighting. Anyway, Lemoyne.
Phoenix
just.
Like I'm sorry. Please keep going.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, just going along with the proportion theme. I do like how this looks like a freaking massive bird that's coming for this train, and I think there's like some more opposites going on. It's like nature versus machine.
That's right.
And so there's a lot of duality there. And so I just and you know, you're comparing the differences again. And so I just love it. I mean, I don't really have the words to support what I'm saying, other than like it's a really captivating shot. And I appreciate the time. I appreciate the time he put into it.
Yeah, it has, and that's what I like about, a lot of these themes is a push and play you can have. Not only does it fit perspective, it fits proportion, and then it fits that soft versus hard, or like you said, machine versus, animal. There's just so many different layers that can be seen on this that I really like. And how Chris just chatted on YouTube, says this capture radiates the energy of a collision between two unstoppable forces.
I know, it's perfect.
Man,
Just
put me to
I
shame.
just want that phrase on a t-shirt, please. But yeah, it's just beautiful. Yeah, very profound. Yeah, so good job. I like it. Love it. Next slide.
Well, just a second. Next, we have Pro, or it's Pro, not from God of War. And he'll be here as well because he's working. Boo. Merc sucks. But he, oh, and interestingly, God of War is also the first time this appears on our show.
Oh my
That's crazy.
god.
I
Right.
know, right?
That's surprising.
Although it's everywhere,
Yeah,
but
that is
it's the
surprising.
first time on the show. We have a lot of Spider-Man usually.
Yeah. We've had
Not a bad thing.
right,
Never a
yeah.
bad thing.
Right. So what he says is, "Hi, I'm Marco from Canada, new dad and novice VP, and he's deeply sorry for not being able to make it to the live stream, but he's very grateful to be one of the few selected, along with so many great photos." And he took this one on his first playthrough, and what drove him into the photo mode initially was the Alfheim. He wanted to capture both with Kratos and Atreus in photo. And the angling and the aspect ratio was actually video he saw, which had tips and I think it was real life photos in this case, not VP. And the video was talking about how to take vertical panoramic shots. And he thought, well, maybe that's something he can try in game. And that's what he came up with, which is interesting because that thin line you see was also what drew me into the picture. And I thought, that's not the usual aspect ratio. That feels a lot thinner and a lot more panoramic than you have the usual vertical shot. And I thought that's certainly cropped, but it's not. I actually checked it, and it's just the usual 9 to 16 ratio. But because of the placement and the angling, it just feels a lot thinner, which is just impressive for me. He goes on talking about it wasn't easy to with Kratos. The Kratos stance was actually the biggest because when he walks, he usually has one foot to like a boxing stance. You can move Kratos a little sideways, facing west to get him this straight aligned. And it took a lot of tries and a lot of shots and a lot of playing with camera, and then in the end the in-game filters. And when we send out questions to the people, we also ask them about VP tips. And because he played a lot with the filters, he said, I would say take lots of photos in different filters, adjusting camera angles, even when your neck is sideways. And if you're unsure about the middle, use the logo on your TV as sort of help to line it up.
Yeah.
Which is just super smart.
Yeah.
I don't know why
Yeah,
I'm
that's what I
probably
do.
I'm just dumb, but that's just super smart.
Dude, I never even thought of that.
I know, right?
What the? I just put tape on the screen. I'm just like, man.
You did?
Yeah, I did until I just was like, this is a lot of work. I'm just
She
like,
put the tape
Oh my
over
God.
the logo.
Well, Kadeem
Yeah,
said
get out.
he used an actual.
Nice.
Wow. See, that's
Well-
too much work for me.
right? Yeah, I
Maybe,
I have-
maybe
if
that's
crooked
just me.
Get off. If I have to get off the couch, then it's just like,
Yeah,
yeah, no.
exactly. I'll take the L.
I'll just take Dutch angles anyway, so I don't care about correct. That's why everything I do is tilted.
no. This
Because you
And-
don't care.
Yeah, no, because I do care a lot if it's matched or not, but if the photo mode doesn't have a grid, I'm not gonna I can't line it up, so I'm just gonna
Right,
tilt it anyway, so it doesn't
right.
people don't notice. It's intentional, of course.
this is such a great shot.
I know, right?
It's
And
really
it's-
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, and it's funny how he talks about trying out filters, because the filter he chose is also a reason why I picked the shot, because I'm naturally drawn to sort of bluish colors, apparently.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not. I don't think that's a secret. And here in that was the initial version, I perfect fit because everything in the skies, everything.
Mhm.
And I also loved his interpretation. In my this photo has for one, you see in the foreground and the Atreus in the background, making Kratos big and Atreus small, so you have that contrast. But then you also have Kratos in the sky color, which again divides the picture in half, making that sort of a proportion of the picture. And you also focus your eye on Kratos with that division. But last but not least was also Missier's favorite, which is body language. And I love the body language in this photo, because you can see Atreus in the back is kind of leaning sideways, and he's looking like he's sort of daydreaming and not focusing. And then Kratos in the back is all in action stance and kind of ready to fight, and he's aware of his surroundings and always it seems like to protect the Atreus. And he's also kind of leaning over him, ready to protect him and do what's necessary for the boy. Which is kind of fun
Yeah.
if you go back to what Marcus said in the beginning.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I wonder if that was foreshadowing already.
Dude, that wine is giving you some really deep thoughts.
I know, right?
That is good wine. I love that comparison. That's very sweet.
Well, I
That's
don't
an
think.
interesting interpretation.
Yeah. I don't
Um,
think, because it said it was on his first playthrough. I don't think it was very recent. So
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe because I just read the words "new dad," I had that interpretation. I don't know.
I had a kind of different interpretation when I first saw it. So to me, maybe a little bit dark, but to me the boy at the bottom, it kind of looks like he's dead.
Oh my god. Where's this going?
It reminds me of the crucifixion, you know, and you got like the little side arms and everything, and it's I'm telling you, it's dark, but to me it looks like Kratos is looking up towards the sky, so it's like, okay, this person may be dead, but like you know where they're going, you know where their soul is, you know, and it's kind of like, I don't know, I'm thinking of like Mufasa, you know, from Lion King, just giving wisdom to Simba, you know. I don't know, that's just kind of the first thing that came to my mind, but you know, kind of like their spirit lives on, even though their physical body is no longer there.
Oh wow, that's interesting. And just from the head tilt, because for me it seems like he's looking down, and for you it seems like he's looking up.
Yeah.
Just such a simple detail, and it changes the complete story.
Right. Yeah.
Quite drastically,
Having-
actually.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah, having played through it recently, I remember what this moment is. Yeah, and he is looking down. Atreus, he is looking down at a bowl. But I agree with that, like what you were saying, about how he for a lot of the first part of the game he isn't focused and is kind of just looking around, and Kratos is always scolding him, but still ever presently ready to protect him. But yeah, he's kind of looking at a bowl of it's kind of with the filter and the lighting not clear, but yeah.
Oh,
But
it's
I
one of
do-
those doors, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's like these sand bowls that he draws glyphs in, and I think that's what he's doing. But yeah, the filters and like you were saying again with the blue, with the contrast of the black and white with the blue, there's a filter that does that, which is it fits perfectly for this. Yeah.
Yeah, that sky is amazing.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah.
also going to say as well as first thing I thought about when I saw the picture was just reminded me of that, the big gate when you first meet Mimir.
I actually
it's
haven't
like-
been to that area yet.
I mean,
But
it's
I
like this
think
just
I know what you're
massive
talking
gate.
about.
It's literally
Yeah,
that kind of shape, and that was the first thing I thought when I seen it.
Why don't you finish games? Is it just like a goal for you?
I finished second playthrough on Hellblade. I finished Hellblade.
Oh,
God of
okay.
War, I didn't finish because it's hard. Actually, I didn't enjoy the combat.
Oh, does it not have like a difficulty setting?
It does, but
does
I
it
don't
feel
feel.
cheap?
Yeah, I don't feel well playing on story.
God of War is basically hard mode on every other game, though, let's face it.
Oh, is it?
yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, now I don't feel so bad.
Story, yeah, story is okay with God of War, but even the next level up, which I think is easy, is difficult. I had to switch it to. I tried my best on easy, but then I had to switch to story. I was getting too
Oh, God.
I think I started on
Good to
normal.
know.
Is there
That's
there
good to know.
4 of them?
difficulty levels.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's one that's just called "Give Me God of War," and it's basically I don't.
Well, no,
don't-
it definitely wasn't that one.
Fitting.
know. There's people that do these hard bosses with no hits on that, and I'm like, how do you even start?
It's crazy.
To... But it's not. It's for the easy isn't extremely difficult. It's just definitely a learning curve, and the combat's definitely different because initially you start off with, I think the weapon that he has there is an axe. You have to call it back when you throw it. So there's a lot of like moving parts, and it's about staying moving, and things are running around you. So it's just there's a lot moving on at once.
Kind of interesting that I didn't like it because if I now Jedi or Control, that's combat. You have to stay moving, and also
Yes.
Valhalla, you have to stay moving. So it's a
Mhm.
very action paced. But
Yeah,
for God of War,
I
it
think-
somehow it didn't click.
I think the thing with God of War that's different too is the field of view is so much closer to him. He's much closer to the
Oh.
screen.
That makes
Like,
sense.
I think because with the other three that you mentioned, like they're a little bit further away.
Mm.
But you only really with the camera you see kind of his upper half, is unless you are rolling and stuff, then you see the whole him. But it's very close quarters combat a lot of the time, which is it's funny that you say that. Yeah.
I also
Um,
didn't really warm up with the photo mode in it. I don't know,
I
but it was
still-
very early
yeah.
The
on
photo
in
mode's
my
hard.
VP.
I found it quite hard to use as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see people do crazy things. I've done, one or two that I'm proud of, but that they don't hold a candle to anything that people do. And there's definitely other games like that too, but I just get so impressed sometimes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, cool. Okay, next.
And it's
Like-
gonna be our last one, which is surprise. But
Hey.
who would have thought? Well, it could have been The Last of Us.
What
It
was
could have
going
been.
on? What was going on in that brain?
So many things.
Is this a new shot for the theme, or is this something that you found in your portfolio?
This is a shot for the theme.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I actually I've been slacking on my VP game lately, and so the last day to submit, I actually went on that day and took all those picks. So I was, I was kind of close. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of close. But yeah, I'm glad I was able to submit in time. When I was playing, I was like, okay, proportion. Like I really I had no idea what proportion real like I've heard it obviously, but I didn't know like what it meant in terms of like photography. So I looked up. I did use my Google Strats to find some.
Have you learned how?
I've learned how to Google since the last time I was on the stream, so I've really advanced in a lot of ways. But so yeah, I was able to just to kind of see like what other what I could get inspired by, and so like size was the biggest thing for me. So um, I was just kind of hopping around in photo mode, like I don't know, like every few minutes or something like that, just seeing what I could get. And there was this guy, NPC, and he looks so photogenic. And I mean, he looks like he could be on a catalog for Men's Warehouse.
I know, right?
I really wanted to use him, and so I wanted to compare his size to something, and so there was a trash can, and so I bumped up the field of view, and I was able to kind of keep them on the same like even plane, being the ground, and yeah, I was just able. So the trash can is obviously like super close to the camera, and the NPC is like further back. But I'm pretty happy with it. I think it kind of gives the illusion that maybe trash is falling from the sky, and so that's why he's wearing an umbrella. Maybe that's where trash cans are like 5 times the size of human beings. I don't know. But I just I thought it was a illusion.
That's awesome.
I don't really know what I was going for. I just know I really liked him, and I liked his look, and I liked the idea that of this monster, this trash can, but it's not real, but it just kind of gives the illusion that it is.
I thought there was some kind of men are trash joke in there somewhere. I did.
Yeah, I really that's what I really liked about this image was, one, I love the cityscapes in Spider-Man. I think they just have such a cool vibe to them. But and even the people on the street, but I liked the play that you pulled off with the perspective of the camera to get that sort of size, him versus the trash can. But it's just a really good, another layer thing is that sort of the you handled it really well, because like the great thing about Spider-Man is you do have the depth of field, and so you manage to keep that foreground together so it does look like he's just this like miniature type dude with this giant trash can, while also making that soft background, which makes it to me like an interesting photo and just a really nice little palette and play. And so I really liked it. I just thought, and it made me chuckle a little, which seemed to be my one of my check marks as I was like picking these things for some weird reason. But I was like, oh look, now I have a theme of my own theme. So yeah, so I thought it was a really good shot. Well done.
Sweet,
Nice
thank you.
comp and everything. Yeah, very good. Yay.
How Phoenix just said in the chat, there's a garbage truck in the back. I didn't even see that. That's even better.
That's funny. I didn't notice that either until I submitted it. Those trash guys got to make them rounds, especially when they're freaking huge cans,
That's right. Work's got to be done.
I have to say, I don't know how you manage. It's maybe Hughes. He's wearing a suit, but I tell you that's nothing unusual about it. Yeah. Or maybe actually it's more that he's a tiny man because he also looks tiny to the cars in the back.
Yeah, that's true. I know Miss This was saying miniature man. I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's an interesting perspective. I guess for me it's like, okay, I'm just trying to make this can appear larger than life, but really, maybe the guy's just a freaking midget, so
Maybe he's Ant-Man.
maybe.
Is that the same? It's the same universe, isn't it? Yeah.
Same universe, yeah. I don't know how it correlates to like the PlayStation version, but yeah, same universe.
That's funny. Oh, like it. Hey, cool. Are we ready for the next
theme?
reveal?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lego.
Get a
Yep.
And
strap on.
I put in a drum.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you
Alright.
put in a drum roll. I can't wait to hear it.
First off, I have to a bit because we're gonna be on break next month. There's not gonna be a show in May,
Oh,
so
okay.
everyone,
I'm a bit sad, not gonna lie.
you can start crying now.
Okay, good.
But that means you have 2 months time to submit for the next
Gotcha.
theme. So that's a good thing. And the next show will be in June then. So all right, ready for the drum roll.
Drum roll. Did it work? Oh.
So,
You all right?
wow,
Sweet.
that's funny. Was the drum roll broken as well?
No.
Oh, it sounded broken on my end.
Oh, it was supposed to be like a
thought you planned that.
cymbal, like one of those things you hit in the end of a drum roll. One of clingy
Symbol.
cymbal. Yeah.
I didn't hear it. Maybe the stream.
Well,
It sounded
I
like
didn't hear
it was
a thing.
broken. It literally did.
Oh my god.
But it fits the
Well,
theme.
you can use it for it.
Yeah, you got it this week. Broken.
Yeah, that's our new theme.
deliberate.
Broken.
Nice.
Right.
Okay.
Get those thinking hats on. And as I said, the next show is going to be 1st of June. So you have
Alright,
a lot
groovy.
of time to break things.
Yeah. Just going
Which is
around breaking
which
everything.
is funnily what Mistius did to get this picture.
Oh, just lots of breaking over and over again.
I think it was
Yeah.
just one time break-in, was it?
Yeah, just one. I painted a picture and then broke it. On glass.
Nice.
and
Dig it. Well, I hope you guys have a good break. And
It's gonna be busy.
should-
I have
oh,
I
is it gonna
have
be busy?
this little side project, like 4 pieces.
Gotcha. Well, that's okay.
Drum roll. And Kadim
I
too.
didn't hear it,
so
but maybe
good.
that's because I'm like on the Zoom. I don't know if it's different for like the stream or not.
Oh, that might be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out.
I will go back just to listen to the drum roll because apparently it's a good one. Apparently it's the best drum roll of all drum rolls.
Yeah,
Yay.
definitely. All right. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
You guys did such a
Thank
great
you.
job. It's so hard to pick these. These were like
It
really good.
was.
Yeah, there was. Wait, was it was this the most submissions that you guys have had? Or is it
No, the
close?
most was in Race in January.
Oh, okay. I'd still feel like there was a lot of people that submitted this time around.
There was. I didn't
Which
even
is
count
awesome.
it. Was it like 24 or something? 24, 25?
It's in 20s. That's all I know.
Yeah. Some new people as well.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
we
always cool.
had new people in this. Yeah, no, there's a lot of really good ones. I liked them.
Yeah, and they were especially good, especially outside of the box wise.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I agree.
Really good.
It was
one.
hard. Guys are awesome.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for submitting. Thanks
Thank you for
to
having
the
me.
chat.
Of course.
Still going. Thanks Barbox and Kadeem and Neo and Phoenix. And I think I saw Mark in there at some point. Still lurking. Mark, you need to submit at some point. You need to be on the show. Stop lurking.
Well,
All
hey,
right.
thanks for having us, and
Thank
you.
really fun time.
It was
And
great.
I'm gonna be broken that there's not gonna be a live stream next month, but I'll survive.
We hope so. We'll keep you busy on Twitter.
Okay, cool. Right on.
All right. Thank you. And
Thank you. I've enjoyed
have
it.
a nice night. That's good.
You all too.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys.